Slee, a very good morning to you. Give us some idea of, why specifically the Northwest and why the National Police Commissioner will be there. What have been the troubled hotspots in the areas and the issues there?
All right, UV, as I speak over the visuals, I'm just going to move out of shot because we do have a parade that's just begun now. We do have the police commissioner as well as the task team that has just arrived. And of course, we understand that the Northwest, as well as KwaZulu-Natal and recently now Limpopo as well, have been identified as hotspots for this particular election. We understand that there's been talk of possible protests during election day. And so today, basically, what we expect to hear from the police commissioner is the kind of police deployment we're going to see on Wednesday in preparation for election day. And just to tell us exactly what kind of numbers we're going to expect here in the Northwest, it is a hotspot. We understand, of course, that Bloemhof, Brits, and a number of other areas will have some heavy law enforcement officials. We've also got the Northwest Metro Police here in the parade, which seems that they will also be joining this particular task team for the elections. In fact, on my left, we also have a number of several of the army hippos, in fact, that have lined up here, as well as some of the police cars. So I think you can see that today is basically a show of force ahead of election day, just to say that the police are ready for any kind of eventuality, because as you would know, the Electoral Act states that they cannot be protests during election day. And of course, the police minister assuring South Africans that the police will be out in full force.
Yeah, and it looks like there's going to be an integrated approach for law enforcement on the ground in places like the Northwest, which has been identified as one of those hotspot areas, including the others. The deployment of these police officers and the army starting today, as we can see there in Mahikeng.
Most definitely, most definitely. So the police commissioner will be briefing us as the media, of course, and addressing the law enforcement. And just to give us a brief outline as to what the strategy is going to be, we also, of course, understand that they will be visiting a number of those hotspots here in the Northwest today, just to ensure that, law enforcement is aware of where they need to be tomorrow. But we will be following the police commissioner on his rounds today, just to see exactly what he finds, because, of course, also ahead of the special votes, in fact, over the weekend here in the Northwest, we did hear reports about a school that was burnt down ahead of the election day. Apparently a group of protesters who were saying that this was just the start, the beginning of what we would be eventually seeing on Wednesday, that there would be some mass action, some mass protest action. So I think today is just a show of force from the police department, the army, as well as the traffic officials, to say that they will be on the ground and to ensure that everybody can participate in these elections and that they do remain free and fair.
Yeah, there's been an appeal by authorities as well, especially the Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, for even the security officers themselves to stay calm in those hotspots like KZN and Northwest when they are carrying out their duties. From what you've seen this morning there, and then we saw the parade now, it looks like it's well organized and everybody's focused.
Most certainly. I'm going to ask Mokhomotsi to just give us a pan to your right, just to show you exactly what we're seeing. We're going to move a bit closer in. It does seem as though the program will be beginning very soon. But definitely today we're going to find out exactly what that particular plan is, what that deployment will be. We saw my colleague Zikhona Chona yesterday reporting from Vuwani, where we did see a couple of police nyalas already stationed in Vuwani of election day. And so today we're going to now find out in particular where in the Northwest we're going to see that deployment in the area, as well as find out those numbers are. We do understand that in the Northwest we have over 1,200 voting stations, and of course we've got 29 parties on that ballot paper. And so we do understand that will definitely be spread out across the West, and of course we will be following all the developments as they unfold, Brother.
All right, we'll leave it there for now, Slee. We're losing a bit of that connection too, but we get the gist of it and we'll wait for that briefing.